Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy, and today I am ranking every single Macallan release that I have personally tried. Macallan, a huge brand, used to drink a lot of their product. Maybe not so much anymore. Prices seem to have gotten extremely out of control. But I thought it'd be kind of cool just to go through, reminisce about old Macallans that I have tried, and kind of just rank them and see where my opinion lies nowadays. Just for fun, obviously this is just my opinion. You'll have a chance to just comment down below and let me know where I was right, where I was wrong, if you would move something up or down. This is the scale. You guys have maybe seen these tier makers before. I definitely have in other videos that I've seen on YouTube for other subjects other than whiskey. But they're kind of a fun thing to do. Obviously the letter grade A, B, C, D, and then S being the superior category, the top of the line, the best of the absolute best. Tonight I reached the very far back of my cabinet and found this old Macallan 12-year-old Fine Oak. I believe this was a UK only. I don't think they brought the 12-year-old Fine Oak into the North American market. Correct me in the comments down below if I am incorrect. 40% ABV, 3 cask types, ex-bourbon, ex-American oak finished in sherry, and European oak finished in sherry as well. It's been a very long time since I've had this one. The Fine Oak range, we'll see how I think about it when we get to the ranking. Let's start off. 32 Macallans that I have tried that I can remember anyway. Of course, there's so many Macallans that have been bottled. So many core ranges, so many special editions, so many travel exclusives. But these are the 32 that I have tried that I can remember anyway. So let's get at it. Why don't we start with what I'm drinking? If you want to get a really nice overpriced glass, these Macallan Lalique crystal glasses are so nice. Oh yeah, nice light, fruity, floral nose. Okay, so the Macallan 12 Fine Oak series. This one was actually, I think, a really solid B. I think this is where this Fine Oak 12 is landing. Let's continue on the Fine Oak range. These, of course, were all discontinued, replaced by, the double cask, triple cask series that are out now. The 10-year-old. 10-year-old was definitely probably the worst Fine Oak. And just because it was 10, I will show you some Macallans that are younger that I think are better than the older counterpart, but not in this circumstance. The 10 was definitely not that solid. The 15. The 15 was pretty good. I did like it more than this 12, for sure. So let's put the 15 above the 12. Just ahead of it, for sure. But really where you got into the good Fine Oak for me was the 17. I think the 17, I'm going to put that into the A. That was probably my favorite of the Fine Oak range. And when you look at the 18, I don't think the 18 was as good. I think the 18 kind of fell flat to the 17, so I'd put the 18 above the 15. 17 was an A. I thought the 17 was really good. I think it was the standout. Obviously, I don't have the 21 here. I heard that was very good. I have not tried it. But of the 5 old school Fine Oak ranges, I think that's where I would probably put them. 17 number 1, 18 2, 15, 12, 10 at the bottom. All right, staying with this era of Macallan, let's take a look at the sherry oak counterparts from this time. Here's one that might be a little controversial in my opinion. The 10-year-old sherry. I'm putting it as an A. And I'm gonna go and grab the 12-year-old sherry. I'm putting the old 12-year-old sherry behind the 10. Here's the reason why. The 10-year-old is bottled at 40% ABV. The 12-year-old bottled at 43. I believe the 10-year-old, again, correct me if I'm wrong, could be a UK only, perhaps that's why it's at 40, and the North American one's at 43. You'll see that a lot with Macallan. UK releases sometimes at 40% ABV, and North American releases at 43. Here's why I like the 10 more than the 12. The 10 was discontinued fairly long ago. Definitely way before they switched the bottle types around. I think, in my opinion, that 10-year-old just had older Macallan in it because it was bottled during a time when Macallan was still churning out really good quality stuff. And we'll talk about that when we talk about the 18-year-old here. But I just think for me, even though you're getting 2 less years, 3% less ABV, it was that really old, really good Macallan that was still around in those 10-year-olds. So I got the 10 above the 12 in the sherry casks. All right, and let's take a look at the 18, and it's gotta go to the very top. I mean, these old 18s are really good. Now, of course, there was variance in every single vintage year. They definitely varied. I was able to try a really old one. I believe it was an 84. Here's a picture of it. It was a very old, maybe 87 at a bar. Exceptionally good. Also was able to try a 93, very, very good. I've tried 94 and 95, 96 and 97. There is progression. They do get a little more thinned out, a little less voluptuous, viscosity maybe a little bit less. Those old vintages of the 18, some of the best Macallans for sure. You talk to people who have tried pretty much every single vintage, and I think most of them would tell you there was a drop off in that 1993. The 94 was pretty good, and then like if you go to 95, 96, 97 was the last year they did it before switching from the old distilled vintage to the bottling vintage. So the 1997s, then it became 2017, I believe, after that. During this time of Macallan, I think they discontinued or were discontinuing the Fine Oak range, and they brought out this 1824 series. And instead of age statements, they had essentially like color statements. So you guys remember these. There were the gold, the amber, the sienna, and the ruby. Let's rank those. Starting with the old school gold. This one was not the best. It's gonna be in a C for me. Thin, light, tasted youthful. Was not a fan at all of that gold. All right, next was the amber. I thought the amber was pretty solid. I think I would probably put it, probably behind the 12 Fine Oak. I think that's probably a good spot to put it for now. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest, still thin, still, not the best viscosity on it, but it was okay. The Sienna was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid whiskey. I think it's fitting into the B category for me, probably somewhere, but I take it over the 15 Fine Oak. Let's put it there for now. I think the Sienna would be 15 Fine Oak, and the Sienna, I think probably enjoyment-wise for me, I'd probably put it there. The Ruby. The Ruby was very solid. And of course, I'm not taking price. I'll reiterate this again. I'm not taking price into account here. Ruby. For me, I think it's going to be... It's probably going to line its way probably in the back of the A's. It was a very solid one. It was really good. I will admit it was solid. But kind of a weird time for Macallan. I believe this 1824 series, I want to say it was a North American release only. I'm not sure if they released those in the UK or not. All right, so now we're kind of getting into where Macallan, they discontinued the Fine Oak range to replace it with these like double cask, triple casks. So same kind of thing, but kind of rebranded in a way. And they did release a new no age statement gold. This one, I don't even know if it was as good as the last gold. Honestly, it's going at the back of the C's for me. The 12-year-old double cask, again, wasn't the best. I think probably just got to go into the front of the C's. Did not like it at all. Again, thin, viscosity very, very low, flavors kind of muted what you expect from Macallan. It was definitely a miss for me. The Double Cask 15, I actually did try this one not too long ago. It was pretty good. I think I'm just going to say it's probably just as good as like the old 12 that I'm drinking now. I don't think it's as good as the last 15 though. I'm going to put it behind that. I would take the old 15 versus the new 15. All right, and the new Macallan Triple Cask. This one was pretty solid. I think, again, it's probably going to go behind the old Macallan 18 for me. But above the Sienna. Above the Sienna? Yeah, I'm happy with that. All right, and the newer Macallan Sherries, the 12-year-old, where's that going to go? Again, I don't know. It's like, I think you're going to be probably near the back. I did a head-to-head comparison with the old Macallan 12 and the new Macallan 12. It's just not anywhere close to where it used to be. I think I'm going to put it 15. I think I would still take it above the 15. I think I would. It is still pretty solid. I'm going to put it there for now. Maybe I'll switch it around, but I think that new Macallan 12 Sherry Oak above the 15 Fine Oak. Okay, let's go with that. New Macallan 18 Sherry, pretty okay. I don't think it's gonna get. I'll put it at the back of the A's. The back of the A's. I think I would still take. Would I take the old Macallan 12 Sherry over the new Macallan 12 18? No, that's a crazy thing to say. That's a crazy thing to say. I gotta put this. It's so tough. Okay, yeah. Let's not get out of our minds here. The new Macallan 18 Sherry, still pretty solid. It's still going to beat out those other ones it's going to be the top of the A. Top of the A. All right, let's go with that. After all this craziness with Macallans coming out, you're also getting the Edition series. All right, so everyone knows the Edition series 1 to 6 for the 6 pillars of Macallan. People slept on number 1. Number 1, I think, was a US only release. Again, comment down below if you know for sure. I was able to pick up a couple of these. I remember when it first came out, I was like, this is, it's 48% ABV. You don't get a Macallan like this, a high ABV much anymore. Bought a couple bottles, was able to try it a couple times thanks to Rob Whiskey in the 6. He actually opened one. It was my favorite of the Edition series. Number 1 was my favorite of the Edition series. Where's it gonna go? I think it's looking somewhere into maybe a high B. Yes, I'm gonna put it at the top of the B's for now. I think that was very solid. Right behind it was the second one. Second one was nice sherry influence. I believe the number 2 was the brothers that owned that like Michelin star restaurant. They collaborated with that one. So number 3 was a big drop off for me. I would probably put it probably near the back here. I'd probably take, I think it's gonna fit somewhere behind the 15s. Between the 15 Fine Oaks. I think I'd have to put it there in the B's. All right, so Edition 4, again, I think it's gonna fall somewhere better than the 3rd, but not anywhere close to those other ones. I think it's probably gonna have to go, I would probably take it over the new 15, but not the old 15. Let's go there. Let's go there for now. Number 5, again, I thought I liked it maybe just as much as 4. I think those 5 and 4 I thought were pretty close for me as far as enjoyability. And then I thought 6 dropped off, so I'm gonna put 6 behind 4. Let's go for that for now. All right, so we made some good distance here. Only a couple of the more like interesting bottles left. This bottle's been open for a while. I have been gassing it, but as you can see, it's quite old. I think there's a date on here. 2014 is this UK sticker code date, 2014. So that's probably when this was bottled. That's probably the last year that these were available. Still drinking pretty solid, It's not a bad whiskey. It's not a bad whiskey. All right, since we were talking the higher ABV Macallans, let's just stick with the high ABV stuff. Macallan Cask Strength. So these were discontinued. I forget the year. I'll put the year here that Macallan Cask Strength was discontinued. I was able to try a couple of these. I'll start with the non-age statement Macallan, and that is going up above the 18. This is honestly one of the best Macallans that I have tried. I've had a bottle, I think I've reviewed it, I've compared it to the Classic Cut, which I'll get to next. The old Macallan Cask Strength. This is where Macallan really opened my eyes to like what this distillery can do. Absolutely amazing. Viscosity through the roof. Flavors just exploding off your palate. Exceptional, exceptional Macallan. That's the no age statement one. I was able to try the 10-year-old as well. That's got to go above it. Probably the best. Well, we'll see, but I want to say probably the best Macallan I've ever tried was that old 10-year-old Cask Strength. Amazing stuff. Let's go to the Classic Cut. So this was like Macallan's, revival of the Cask Strength. Didn't come anywhere close to being as good, obviously, but still some decent whiskey. Now, these batches vary, right? They started in 2017, and I believe they released one last year. So there's been 5 or 6 out so far. I've only tried the first 4. So I haven't tried the most recent or the 2 most recent releases. I'll tell you the 2017 and the 2018 were by far the best. Huge drop off, I believe, when you went from 2018 to 2019. And then the 2020 was not very good at all. I'm going to rank these with my best experience with them, and that's the 2017-2018. I'm gonna put these. I would probably put this. I'm gonna put it above the Sienna. No, I'm not actually. No, I'm not. I'm gonna put it above the new 12. That's where it falls for me. That's where it falls for me. You know, so much hype, so much anticipation, you know, thinking, oh, we're gonna get, you know, a Macallan cask strength. Not even close, unfortunately. Macallan 25 Sherry cask. So I was able to try this thanks to a good friend, Rohit, at his place. It was a newer bottling, and we were actually drinking it compared to some Macallan cask strength. And honestly, when you compare a new 25 bottling to Macallan cask strength, the Macallan cask strength kind of blows it away. Kind of disappointed actually with the sherry. I know a lot of people who have tried a lot of Macallan 25s. The older back you go, the better they are. The new Macallan 25 bottlings, not necessarily up to snuff. So it's gonna have to go, for me, it's gonna have to go above the 18. It is better than the Macallan 18, I will say that. But not beating the cask strengths, in my opinion. The Macallan Rare Cask. So I remember going to a tasting, Macallan Tasting Raw Whiskey and Six invited me, tried a whole bunch of the 1824 series as well as the Macallan Rare Cask. I remember trying the Macallan Rare Cask and coming home and trying a Macallan 18-year-old sherry. I think it was a 1997 release maybe. And it blew it away. The old Macallan 18 sherry just blew away this Rare Cask. Rare Cask for me, it's gonna have to go somewhere around, I would have to maybe put it, yeah, it's right around where like the Classic Cut I think is for me. I think it's right around there. I'd probably take it, no, I'd take the Classic Cut. Yeah, I would probably take an old Classic Cut over the Rare Cask, to be honest with you. Just nothing rare or exceptional about that one. All right, there's a couple left. Two very, very amazing whiskeys, and one of the newer Macallan series that have come out that I've tried. But I definitely know which one I prefer more, and that's the number 6. The Macallan number 6 is a fantastic whiskey. Probably, I'm gonna say, it's gonna have to go. Oh, is it better than the cask strengths? It's very, very close. It's either going to be the best Macallan I've had. Yeah, okay, I'm going to put it, it is going to be the best. The Macallan number 6 was the best Macallan I've had. Just so much complexity, so much refinement, just really, really good whiskey. You know, it doesn't have the same volume and punch as those cask strengths do, but when you're drinking Macallan, you can really appreciate the elegance of that one. It's just so good. The Reflection, not quite as good. I think I would put it, yeah, I think I'd probably put it between the 20, yeah, between the 18 and the 25. I think that's probably where it's gonna go. It, again, very, very good. It just didn't have what that number 6 had. The number 6 was crazy. So I think that's where I'm gonna put it. And lastly, this Macallan Harmony, the rich cacao. Again, this one, a disappointment. I was really hoping this would be good. It was okay. It was decent. I just thought, again, thin. A little more ABV, 44 point something %, but again, a disappointment for me. Not badly priced, to be honest. But I think this is gonna fall somewhere in the B's. I think I would put it, I think I put it ahead of Edition 3. Let's put it there. So there you have it. Some of them in the very, you know, supreme category. Those old Macallan cask strengths, can't say enough good things, but that number 6, of course, was exceptional. You'll notice that I didn't put anything in the D category. As much as I maybe would criticize Macallan for their quality dropping and the prices going, you know, out of control, I don't think they make a D whiskey. They don't. I think they make really good spirit, really good whiskey. I think they've taken their brand reputation and they're really risking it and playing with fire, bottling what they are now. You know, prices of Macallan have gotten out of control. Here in Ontario, the LCBO sells the new Macallan 18 Sherry for $650. It's priced every single person out of the market. I mean, I don't know who is buying those bottles to open and enjoy, because you're not getting that value in the bottle. It's just not there. A lot of Macallan is purchased today with the only intention of selling it at a later date for profit, for investment. Unfortunately, that's where the most Macallan is going. So I'm really holding on to old relics like this and enjoying them once in a while because they are so really nice. So let me know what do you think of my rankings. If you had to switch a couple things around, what would you move up? What would you move down? And what's your favorite Macallan? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching. Really much appreciated. Have a good one. Cheers.